Okay, let's turn these 5 ingredients into a super delicious and healthy snack. Okay, so for the first part of this, you're going to need a mixing bowl. I've got a 4-quart glass mixing bowl. I like a nice heavy bowl, something to mix it with. We've got a 1 cup, a half cup, and 1/3 cup measuring cups. I've got a couple little silicone spatulas. One of them is kind of curved. The other one is kind of, I don't know what I call it, regular spatula. These are super helpful. And then later on, we're gonna need a scoop like this. We'll also need a cookie sheet and some parchment paper, which I'll get out later. All right, but for this first part, first step is just mix it all together. That's pretty much it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our ingredients, 1 cup of rolled oats. These are the old-fashioned oats, right? Not quick oats, not steel cut, just old-fashioned whole grain oats. Half a cup of protein powder. This could be chocolate. I've got chocolate here. It could be vanilla. I'm using muscle milk right now just because that's what I could find, but I like protein powders like Syntrax that don't have any carbs at all, usually. This one has carbs, but half cup of protein powder. Just throw it in there. And then I like to mix these 2 guys up a bit. Just kind of like to spread the protein powder around. Don't want any big major clumps that will mix pretty easily here. Okay. 1/3 cup of honey. Oh, and it's spilling. So this is where this little regular spatula kind of comes in handy to get the honey out of the little cup here. Get all of that out. These a little sticky. Okay. And believe it or not, I'm going to mix this in a bit. I kind of want all the ingredients spread around as much as possible. And if we wait till the end, they don't seem to spread as well. So just kind of stir that up. Okay. I'll just leave that spoon in there. And half a cup of chocolate chips. Now I've actually got half semi-sweet, half white here. You can use all chocolate, all white. You could even easily put in some nuts or anything really like that. And you can put in a little bit more too, or a little bit less. Okay, then at the end, we're gonna do a half a cup of peanut butter. And for this one, I wanted to show you, this is where this little spatula kind of comes in handy. I get down in there and I scoop the peanut butter up like this, get a big old blob, and then I just sort of smear it into the measuring cup, right? Now just keep doing that. This, I find, lets me get kind of all of the peanut butter. Let's see, you can see I'm just kind of packing it in there. I'm trying to make sure there's no air bubbles underneath, because I really want the full amount of peanut butter. Peanut butter is kind of the thing that holds all of this together. And you can see we were able to get all the peanut butter out thanks to the trusty little spoon guy here. Okay. Then I use that other spatula, the one I used with the honey, to just get that in there. Again, trying to get all of it out of there. Well, silicone spatula is really nice for that. And I just go back and forth between the measuring cup and the spoon, kind of to get the last little bit. Eventually you'll get like a blob that will fall off. And there's always going to be a little bit. You can't get it all, but you can try. Okay. Then the peanut butter is the hardest one to mix. This is probably the hardest step right here, is just mixing this stuff and getting it all nicely spread around. Okay, we're just gonna mix it till it's thoroughly mixed, basically. Now it should say, I normally make about twice this amount, but I'm also normally making it for a volleyball team and not just for like my family, for me, for a little snack. So this is also a good time to use the spatula. There's a lot of gunk on the spoon. I just get it off of there so that then you get kind of ingredients sort of sticking on the spoon and staying there too long, and they kind of mess you up. So yeah, this is pretty good. Pretty mixed through. I mean, you can see it's really gooey and sticky now. The next step is going to be to scoop these, and it needs to be cold and stiff to do that. So we're going to put these in the fridge for about an hour. Actually, even half hour, 45 minutes might work with a little batch like this, but I like to be safe. It doesn't really hurt it. Put it in for about an hour, and we'll see you when it's done. I almost forgot. I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap or some kind of cover. Keep it dry, and let's do plastic wrap. Okay. There we go. Now I'll put that in the fridge, and we'll see you in about an hour. Dough, I guess you can call it, is out of the fridge. It's nice and stiff now. I'm going to take off this plastic wrap. And now basically we're going to get these guys onto a cookie sheet using our trusty scoop here. This is I don't know how big it is. I want to say it's like 2 tablespoons or something. Probably a 1 ounce, 2 ounce scoop. I don't actually know. I just had this, and so I use it. But anything like this, you don't even need it. If you don't have one, you can use something else. Just a spoon or whatever. It just needs to make a lump. Okay, and then I'm gonna put parchment paper on here to make these a lot easier to get off later on, and I will do my parchment paper hack here. Right, you pull out a little bit of the parchment paper and then close the box. Line up the first edge very carefully here. Hold tight, pull out, flip down, flip all the way back, hold tight, peel that off, and we should have perfect parchment paper. What I'm gonna do is basically just one at a time. Let's try and get in here a little bit closer. You can see. Okay, so I'm gonna take a scoop, right, like this here, and I'm just gonna pack up my hand on there. I'm gonna take off any extra stuff. And I just kind of want a level scoop, right about like that. I'm gonna put it down on the parchment paper, and usually I like to start in the corners. Just kind of put one in the corner, and then that's all I'm gonna do is just scoop. Fill it up, kind of push it down. And when you push it in, usually what that just gives you is a smoother kind of top. But it doesn't really matter. All right, and I'll go ahead and do these real quick and speed it up so you don't have to watch all of it. Okay, it's an hour later, and they're pretty much as firmed up. These are something that needs to stay refrigerated. If you let them sit out on the counter for a couple hours, they're just gonna turn back into gooey peanut butter. So I like to put them in little, I have these food preparation containers, and I find they kind of fit nicely in there. It's sometimes a little off, but I can get sort of that staggered kind of 2-1, 2-1 kind of pattern. And sometimes if I do a double batch, I can fill one of these really nicely. Almost looks like, some candies or something you buy at the candy shop. Let's see, you can kind of see. It makes it nice. I don't have enough here to fill it, but I'm just gonna put these all in there. These won't last long. They disappear right out of my fridge. I'm not sure what happens, but just put a lid on there. And ready to go. Well done. Enjoy. Let me know how it goes. If you do something different, like find some good fillings or something like that, let me know what you do. Until next time, bye.